When a dog kills someone else's pet, Albuquerque's law says the city must take custody of the dangerous dog. But we've uncovered a recent case where the city ignored its own rules after an animal welfare employee's own dog killed a neighbor's chihuahua. On special assignment, News 13's Gabrielle Burkhart looked into the claims of special treatment.
We heard a chihuahua screaming.
February 19th, Niall Tack rushed outside his Albuquerque home when he heard the commotion.
The neighbors in the immediate back, their dog had jumped the fence and was mauling these poor people's little chihuahua.
Bootsy the chihuahua was dead, killed in her own backyard after neighbors say Aurora, this Australian Shepherd mix, jumped the cinder block wall between the two yards and went on the attack.
You got Bootsy and just tore her up like a rag doll.
I was devastated.
Loretta and Louis Garcia say their 4-year-old chihuahua was just feet away from making it inside when she was killed.
You know she was trying to get to her door.
But when animal welfare responded to the call, the dangerous dog case wasn't handled by the book.
This has been a learning experience for everybody who's been involved.
The chihuahua's killer is owned by Ray Marquez, who happens to work for animal welfare as a vet assistant. The day after his neighbor's dog was killed, Marquez took his dog to the city shelter as an owner's surrender at the instruction of an animal welfare officer. But in direct violation of Angel's Law, the city's own dangerous dog ordinance, Marquez was allowed to take Aurora home just a week later, a huge shock to Bootsy's owners.
I didn't know the dog was home till the dog came to my back door and started growling and barking at me.
The Garcias were afraid to go into their own backyard, worried about what may happen to their elderly chihuahua, or worse, their infant grandson.
He could just come over the fence at any time.
Angel's Law states if a dog kills a person or companion animal, such dog shall remain in the custody of the department pending adjudication, which in this case is an April 10th hearing. The problem, not only did the city let the dangerous dog go home, the dog stayed home for weeks.
Why wasn't a warrant obtained sooner?
They were working on the warrant.
An animal welfare officer set up a trap in the Garcia's yard only after the dog jumped the wall a second time. Despite animal welfare's promises to get a warrant and take custody of Aurora, records show the dangerous dog was home for a month and only reappeared at the city shelter last week, the day after News 13 called about the case.
I just have to ask if that had anything to do with our phone call on Monday, because we called the day before.
No, we were in the process of that warrant and talked to him.
But an email obtained by News 13 between Corporal Waite and Animal Welfare's director Paul Castor shows otherwise. Waite tells her boss, quote, "I will reach out to the owner and see if I can place the dog under protective custody. No need for the media to get involved at this point." Meanwhile, the Garcia's concern was safety.
Here we're pretty much prisoners in our own home.
They want to know who from Animal Welfare let this happen.
Didn't someone have to sign off when he reclaimed the dog?
Yes, but then again, that's why I said there must have been some miscommunication because the kennel staff was unaware this dog was going through or was, deemed dangerous. There was no note put in there under the animal ID when the dog was brought in that, we need to hold this dog.
But memos obtained by News 13 prove at least some staff knew about this case. On February 20th, the city veterinarian wrote, "Please contact her before euthanizing. This pet belonged to an AWD employee." Days later, the same vet wrote, "Unadoptable due to killing neighbor's dog. Owner is employee. Doctor would like a chance to discuss options with surrendering party." Then another doctor writes, quote, "Received message from Ray Marquez that they would be pursuing reclaim if allowed, placing hold for owner."
Seems like everyone knows he's going to come pick up the dog.
Yeah, well, you have to understand, we as officers didn't find that out till later on, okay? And they should have probably consulted with us.
Even though all employees have access to those memos, Animal Welfare says no one communicated with the case officer before sending the dog home.
There's something wrong.
What's more, the case report also states Marquez told the officer all 4 of his dogs were current with city licenses and rabies vaccinations. The officer found out none of them were.
Well, maybe he was nervous, and didn't know, was he was probably scared too. You know, he's an employee.
But the Garcias think they know what's behind it all.
Somebody's taking care of him over there. His higher ups are the ones that helped him get his dog back, and I think that's wrong.
Is that preferential treatment?
I don't think so. You know, what I'm going to say is this has been a whole learning experience. You know, we all make mistakes. And this is just one good example of making sure all the departments work as a team.
We tried talking to Marquez himself at his Taylor Ranch home.
Gabrielle with Channel 13. Can we talk to you about the case with Aurora?
No, you can't.
A woman turned us away at the door.
Does it sound to you like he got special treatment?
Of course.
Oh, yes, I think he did.
It was a dangerous dog.
Aurora is now in protective custody with the city. The Garcias don't have the hope of getting their dog back, but they'd like assurance the law put in place to protect them in cases like this will be enforced. On special assignment, Gabrielle Burkhart, KRQE News 13.
A hearing officer will determine next week if the city should take permanent custody of the dog. If so, it could not be adopted out. You can see the memos we obtained along with the case report and read more about the dangerous dog law by heading to our KRQE News app.